Happy Thursday. What y'all got cooking on a lovely Thursday? Man, that shit was funny. I'm not. This is we locked in right now. Put on you. That's why I changed hats for y'all. I changed hats for y'all so y'all can know it was real. I'm in game mode. I got my mama mentality going. What's good with it, man? How's everybody? Reese, I appreciate you. We in this thing. We creeping up on 400. YG 400. We in here, man. I can't wait to talk about this. I've been sitting on this one for a little minute, so I don't know. I think I've dated for potential a few times. Have you? I ain't saying no man does, Moon. You could, but men don't. I'm not saying no man dates for potential, but men don't. Men in general don't. Oh yeah, I did a whole breakdown about Gucci third leg on my YouTubes a couple days ago, as it were. We briefly talked about it in here yesterday or the day before. Can't remember. Maybe it was yesterday. Men do not date women based on potential. They don't. Women leave relationships because they're being abused. Men stay because they are not. I am so tired of men lying about that shit. That shit is annoying. Comparing why men and women like that women don't want to stay in the relationship. They just don't want to hold it down. We need our grannies back and all of this shit. My nigga, you're not the one being abused. It's easy for you to stay. Of course you're going to stay. You're not being abused. Super easy. And men do not stay in relationships that don't serve them. As soon as that woman starts to, as soon as he starts to give more than he's receiving, he's out. I won't say it soon, but very quickly. I dated as a young adult because folks started to think I was gay. After that, I became toxic. That's the long and the short of that one. And men don't date on potential. What potential? How are men like? I would love to know for the men, because I know it's gonna be some men that's gonna come up here and be like, men do date for potential. What potential are you hoping that women, where are you hoping women go? Where are you hoping? Like, where are you at and where is the woman at? And where you're like, I hope she gets her shit together, or just a little bit of work. She could be nice. Like what are we talking about? Is it if it ain't like, is it physical? You gonna tell me that it's physical, that y'all be like, she was a little overweight and you was like, man, she was a little overweight, man. I was like, man, she cute though. We can get her in the gym. Men love building women up. How? Wait, V, you come up. Who are you calling a clown? I would love. I definitely got to hear this. Usually people with anime pictures, they be the most scary people on the planet. We gonna mute V for the live. We invite you up one more time. You know the rules. You follow me. You in here talking slick? You better come up. What up, Dante? You in here talking slick? Come on up. Don't be scared. Oh, hold on. What's going on, V? Who you calling a clown? Are you calling me a clown?
No, I'm calling other men a clown and myself.
Oh, for what?
Oh, because they always say, well, men always say, like, they love building women up. Yeah, I thought it was just clown stuff that they say. Like, they love giving women advice about anything.
What do you mean?
I've been here, but
women love building. When men love building women up.
No, they don't.
Oh, you're saying, but they say. Okay.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Got
That's
you.
what they say.
I was so
Sorry,
confused.
I'm really nervous. I'm at work.
No, you good, man. No, you good. You good.
Stuff and stuff.
My fault. I didn't know. I was confused.
Shout out to my wife, Akira Luna, if she's here.
That's what's up, man. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming up.
Unmute me.
Yeah, I got you. I got you, man. I didn't know what was happening. I was like, wait. Now I got the picture. Now we got the picture. Mm-hmm. Now he said his wife in here. I believe him. They definitely say they build women up whole time, weighing on woman who's already built. You good, V? You don't be embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed. I got it. That's what I'm saying. Now I hear it. I can hear what he's saying. Like, yeah, it was sarcastic. I got it. Men do date for potential. The potential anchor baby to tether her to him for life. Mm-mm. Nah, I don't think. Yeah, I don't see. I don't be seeing the potential. I don't be seeing men date for potential. That's not a known thing. Men hate building women up. We don't like, we don't even know how to build women up. How do you build a woman up? I don't even know what that. I don't even how do men build women up? How would you go about doing that? What are you doing to build her up? Yeah. Applebee's 2 for 30 minutes. Men and women define potential differently. Yep. Gotta be probably loving and building themselves up first properly. Oh yeah, maybe. I don't even think they be doing that shit. Most men ain't building themselves. Yeah. Men and men do not, man. I'm just telling y'all, men do not stay in relationships. Men do not stay in relationships that don't serve them. It's crazy. I was watching I watched one of the episodes, the newest episodes of Love is Blind, and there was a kind of interesting exchange between Ramses and I can't ever remember her name. I want to say it's Heather. Maybe it's not Heather. I don't know. Ramses and whatever his fiance's name is. I'm sorry, I don't remember her name. But he was talking about, like, she was saying, like, she like struggles with Marissa. There you go. No, Hannah is the white girl with Nick Dorka. So Marissa was talking to Ramses about how she has like a vitamin D deficiency and she has like really bad PMS and all of this stuff. And during that time, she's not intimate with him. She's not, you know what I'm saying? Or when she's feeling bad, she don't be feeling like she ain't in the mood or whatever. And Ramses was like, really concerned about that. Right. And, he was, it was so odd listening to that because she actually brought up the fact that she has a concern about being left by a man because she's sickly. That's what she said. I think that's what she said. And she talked about how, men, how often men cheat on their spouses when their spouses get diagnosed with, diseases and, whatever. And it just, that this adds up for me because men, that's why men leave those types of relationships, because as soon as that woman doesn't add more value to hit, like for men in a relationship, there has to be a net positive where he's getting more than he's giving. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying men don't give anything, right? We give some stuff, but like, it has to be like the ROI has to be really high for men to stay in relationships. It can't even be like we're barely getting stuff. Like, we got to be getting a lot out of the relationship. So we give her $1, we're expecting back 5. If we give her $1, we're expecting back 7. But if we give her $1 and we get back $1.25, that's too close for comfort. We can find a woman that's gonna give us 5 for our $1. So we out. So men are not in these relationships like trying to like be equally yoked or like serve the woman as much as she's serving him or whatever. Like, that's not what's going on in these relationships. In these relationships, it's a bunch of men like on being like starved out. I'm sorry, not being starved out. Not being starved out. They feel like they're being starved out because they're not getting their energy back 5-fold from the woman, right? they're expecting to get the energy reciprocated 5-fold. You know what I'm saying? For every one lick, he expecting 10 from the woman. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's wild. He make a meal. He makes one meal for her. He expects her to cook and clean and be happy with this nigga for a year. He should be able to get away with cooking and not cooking and cleaning for a whole year because he cooked and cleaned for one day. What up, Gerbil? My career might unalive me, but I'd rather go out with these sexual hair. Yeah, we're very entitled. The entitlement is rampant within men. And so, that's where a lot of this stems from, right? Similarly with Ramsey last night, a lot of that came from, like he was like, "Oh, I feel rejected, and I just want to make sure this isn't a problem moving forward." I'm like, "Bro, this woman is sick. This woman is sick, and you worried about it. You worried about it if she gonna let you hunch." It's just wild. And then when you listen to her, she's like, she has to be like extra careful with like how she's talking to him, and she's still like coddling him. And I got you, Jesse. She's still like coddling him, like, you know what I'm saying? Because she can't just come out and be like, and just be on some like, yeah, I think this is unfair, and I'm worried. The conversation should be based around him leaving her potentially because of her illness. I don't think she's a breadwinner, Auntie, because she's in college. She could be. I'm not saying she couldn't be, but I don't think she is. I might have missed that part. I wouldn't be shocked if she was, but I don't think she is because she's in college, and she was talking about how she doesn't make that much money now. And Marissa from Love Is Blind, and Ramsey's. She's in law school. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think she's a breadwinner. She could be, but I don't think she is. But it's a lot of that. Yeah, that's the woman in the military. Mm-hmm. She plans to be the breadwinner. He had me on his. He was talking about me earlier. Ty was talking about me earlier, so I put him on the Summer Jam screen. Give him something to talk about. You like Tim? Who is Tim? Tim is the one that broke up with old girl, right? I watched I watched the first whatever. I haven't seen all three. Yeah, Tim, the one that broke up with old girl. I applaud that man. She was so. I'm sitting there. Tim is not ready for marriage. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Tim might be the only solid dude on the show. Based on what he had his shit together. He had the most emotional intelligence. He was the most well regulated. He was the most honest. He ain't got nothing. He didn't do nothing. He didn't. How's he masking? Don't look at the clips. Watch the show. If y'all, hey, watch the show. Watch the show. Yeah, military dude. What is he masking? He was trauma bonding. Y'all, hey man, y'all tripping. Tell me the thing he did that was actually wrong. Tell me the thing he did that was actually wrong. He was performing, okay, that's a guess. Tell me the thing he did that was actually wrong, though. That's what I want to know. Nah, Tim ain't the baby daddy. Look, listen to what I'm saying. You can think he was performing. You can think that about him, right? That's an assumption. But tell me what he actually did or said that was wrong. You see what I'm saying? Like, fuck all you reading in and stuff. No. What? Because she clearly was wrong every single time. She even without her fully admitting it, she admitted to it. It was very clear that she was wrong in every single instance. From the thing in Mexico when she flipped out, she thought he was going to leave her. Why would she think that? If she was right, why would she think that? She admitted to being wrong. That's what I'm saying. So I'm trying to figure out, where is Tim actually wrong? You can assume he's masking. You can assume whatever you want to assume about him. But where was he actually wrong? That's what I want to know. Because I didn't see not one thing he did where I was like, that's fucked up. I don't agree with that. Everything he did, he was more mature than she was. He took the situation with her parents way more serious than she took the situation with his parents. I don't think she liked herself. I don't think it's Tim. I think it's her. I think she don't like nobody. I think she got a problem with her. I think she got a problem with herself. Anyways, we're gonna talk about that in the thing. Is both of them? Nah. No, Tim was not living with his parents. That was Nick Dorka. Tim was a seemingly extremely successful man financially. He had a military career. He was retired military. He had his own home. It was well decorated. It was clean. His parents were nice. He 2-parent household. They spoke highly of him. He was calm. He was collect. Like, I think a lot of people just expect to see men be like crazy and be manipulative and be flipping out. And when men don't act like that, it's like, oh, he's masking. Like, no, I think he was just like a cool guy. Like, I don't know. He just seemed cool. He seemed cool. He was a square. He definitely was a square. He definitely, you know what I mean? Like, he definitely was a little nerdy or whatever, but he wasn't a bad guy. He has communication issues? I think he has intimacy issues. That I know for sure. He had intimacy issues. She wanted him to like cuddle. I remember him like not wanting to cuddle with her or whatever the case may be. Yeah, I remember that for sure. That was definitely an issue. I wouldn't say that he was necessarily wrong, but I don't. Yeah, I didn't take that. That's something that you could like build on or whatever. But the way she acted in Mexico when she did you read his thing when he was talking about how she constantly violated his personal space, which we all witnessed on camera when he was like, I don't want to touch you right now. And then she was like, oh, well, I'm going to touch you anyway. And like slid in closer and tugged him and shit. I was like, oh my God, what are you doing? What are you doing? That was cringy as fuck. That whole conversation was cringy. I'm so glad he broke up with her. I was like, yeah, I'm glad. He needed to get away from her. Ticking time bomb. What kind of men y'all like? Who y'all like for real? Y'all like nigga? What you want a nigga yelling at you and shit? What kind of men? God damn. Hold on. I think a little bit of this. I think some of y'all toxic shit coming out. God damn. Y'all want a nigga got to be in this motherfucker like, and another thing, you stupid ass. Like, if he not doing that, if he ain't gaslighting you, like if a nigga just talking to you calmly, nah, I don't like that shit. He holding stuff in. What? I can't wait to see what she got to say about him. He was calm. He definitely was calm. We see what you can see. I put it like this. I hate to use this as I'm gonna hate to use her, but my wife saw the same thing I saw. We both clocked the same thing at the same time. I don't think it's me being a man. I think it's just some of y'all might not like motherfuckers that don't be yelling and shit all the time. And you think if a man ain't all and doing all that shit, he holding stuff in, but maybe he just processes his emotions. It seemed like he articulated everything he was feeling perfectly. I heard everything he was saying loud and clear. I heard what he was saying loud and clear. Yeah, there are some men that don't like to yell. Some men don't like to yell, believe it or not. Some men don't. There is like a small percentage of men that don't like to yell and don't like to gaslight and aren't combative for the sake of being combative. There's a group of them. Tim from Love Is Blind. I'm trying to get off Love Is Blind, y'all. I don't want to talk about it. Damn, it's too easy to talk about Love Is Blind. It's good. It's a good show. Yeah, Love Is Blind. I don't think many women would enjoy being with him. Then he was mad at her without even telling her. She was 1,000% wrong in Mexico for touching him. Hey, man, see, we're going to have to do this in the reunion. Hey, y'all keep them notes. I want all this smoke for the reunion, for the, we're going to do the Love Is Blind, we're going to do the Love Is Blind live. Don't even trip. Don't even trip. Don't even trip. Let's get back on topic, though. I can't wait for the reunion, too. I can't wait. See, y'all still talking about it. Yeah, see, they're going to be in there. Already told her she got to ride with your boy. The glands consist of complex what? Are you in the right live? I think you in the wrong class here, Derek Palmer. Yeah, they on my head over here on YouTube. They mad. I saw my wife, she was on TikTok right after we had watched the episode. She was like, I can't believe there are people talking about they're against Tim. This is so crazy. I was like, right? I don't even understand it. It's the weirdest phenomenon. I'm telling y'all, it's a bad look. That's all I'm gonna tell you for right now. It's a bad look. You never got an alert? They be tripping. TikTok be hating. Derek Palmer, are you okay? Derek Palmer said, all right, we're gonna have to block Mr. Derek Palmer. They ain't here wilding. They in this thing wilding. Mm-hmm. she was like, I don't know about that. I don't know where this. He just was saying a bunch of random stuff. I don't even know. He's talking about like some scientific shit. Yeah, man. The ops ain't opping. All right. The ops ain't opping, huh? They not cooperating. I feel y'all. I feel y'all. Let's see what they yapping about. Let's see. Let's do it easier. What if I dumb it down a little bit? What if I dumb it down a little bit? You think this is better? I don't know. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna end the live. I'm gonna spin the block on the live. Don't trip. I'll be right back. We'll see. We'll see how this one does. You know you got to dumb it down for them. We're gonna dumb it down. I'm gonna restart the live and it'll send it out again and start the whole process all over. Let's see if that happens. You gotta come with like when you on TikTok, you gotta come with like 6, 7, 8 lives. There's a lot of gay men on this app that thirst after men. I've seen while scrolling random lives. What you talking about? That's crazy. That's a random statement. Derek. Oh, you talking about Derek advisory? I don't know where the fuck that shit was. I don't know what Derek was on. That boy but he got blocked though. But he got blocked though. We got him about the box. Men are not built for relationships. How about that? That sounds like a better prompt. Now we break down all of that shit. We'll just break it down in smaller form. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to watch it on the back end. I can't. I told you I can't. I can't watch it live. Hope she cooked that nigga though. We had to dumb it down for the boys. We had to dumb it down for the guys. Or say it is so. All right, we in this thing. What up, Mighty Music? I had to go give me a little drinky drink. Your boy was parched. Yeah, you got to dumb it down. I dumbed it down. It says, men are not built for relationships. Let's see how that goes. I truly don't think men are built for relationships, though. It's crazy. No men aren't for women. No men aren't for women. I don't know what that means. Uh-huh. They can't leave you alone. You can build yourself for you want. What are you saying, Jesus? You can build yourself for we you want. For who you want. You can build yourself for who you want. For whatever. Okay. You can build yourself for whatever you want. What does that mean? I'm lost. In theory, you can. In theory, you can build yourself. But most men don't. That's the problem. I'm not saying that there aren't any men out here that are, relationships or built for relationships, but most men are not built for relationships. Most men are not most men super slow. Most men that I have observed, one of the things that annoys me about these conversations when I talk to men about relationships with women is like they're always talking about like they're always hyper fixated on like protection. Always. Majority of people want something but won't do what it takes to become a person who can achieve it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I agree. Well, I don't know about the majority of people. Men are the reason why men aren't built for relationships is because men are built to protect the patriarchy. We're conditioned to protect the patriarchy. That's the problem. So it's hard to create a group of people. It's hard to have it's hard to have it's hard to have a group of people who you want to make them into like foot soldiers, right? And so you essentially have to make them like lack compunction, lack empathy, be very self-absorbed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they're built for capitalism. Exactly. Who is men? Jesus? Men. It's like when you have that person that, you've built up in that way, they yeah, like that that person just doesn't, they're not good with other people. They don't work with other people. They don't work well with other people, specifically in relationships. Like they just don't, you know what I mean? Like relationships just like shit don't work. Shit just does not work. And that's why so many men are like hyper fixated on providing. Is that wrong though? Is what wrong? I don't know what you're talking about, but you can come up and tell me. Obviously, whatever it is wrong because it's pushing women away. That's the problem. What up, Maddie?
Yo, I'm actually at work, but let me just like step outside for a quick second.
You're good. Hold on.
Yeah. No, so I actually wanted to ask you about this question. I want to know your personal opinions on it. Sorry. So I've actually had a weird experience with this where when I was younger, right?
Mm-hmm.
I felt like it was a lot easier to hold on to relationships because I was getting less people interested in me, right? Probably, I don't know if it's because maybe I wasn't going to the gym as much. I wasn't, taking work as seriously still in college. But as I graduated college, got a good job, kind of got my life in order, started working out every day. I kind of saw that there were more suitors, right?
Okay.
So for me, in my personal opinion, I feel like as a man, it becomes a little bit more difficult to stay in a relationship once you hit like 30, 27, 28, 30, when you got your life going. And I think the equivalent, and you could let me know if I'm wrong, because again, I'm like open to learning, right?
Mm-hmm.
It'd be like when I was in college, I was dating girls that were like 20, 21, 22, where like a whole bunch of guys were approaching them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I'm just now starting to kind of feel how they might have felt when we were dating, right? It's like you got a girl who's like dropped dead gorgeous, a million guys are approaching her, and then these guys have like a lot of money, and you're kind of like, she's in a position where she's like,
who has a lot of money?
I mean, like the guys that were approaching my exes, right? Like they would tell me stories like so and so approached me, and I know that, you know, they're like the son of a famous like basketball player and all this stuff, and they're having to like reject these other guys because they're in a relationship, so it was harder for them at that time, right? Whereas like I didn't see it back then, but now I see it as a guy. I feel like it's harder to be in a relationship as you age as a man. And what's your opinion on that?
I think the thing that makes it hard to be in a relationship isn't because a lot of people like you. I think the reason why is because you are interested in other people.
Yeah.
That's what makes it hard. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, that's a choice. Like you could just choose not to be interested in anybody, and what does it matter if 1,000 suitors are coming calling you or whatever? It doesn't matter. You can just be like, I'm not interested in you. I'm content with the woman that I'm with. But you're not, right? And I'm not saying you are now. I'm saying if you're in a relationship and it's hard, like it's not hard for me to be in a relationship with my wife now at 42. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like I don't care how many women approach me, like that's not making it hard. You know, it's actually getting easier because, you know, I'm starting to like listen more to my wife. I'm starting to be more vulnerable with my wife. I'm starting to be more attentive, and you know what I'm saying, and really like really step into showing up for her and my family. So my relationship is getting easier. But yeah, it could be hard if you're not. How would you have time to focus on other people if you're focused on a relationship?
Exactly. No, I completely understand.
You know what I'm saying?
Coming from. And like I'm in a happy relationship now. I'm just saying, like, from the perspective, I'm not saying that it's like harder, but I'm saying that the temptation is bigger. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like it's like the same thing you were saying. It's just about like kind of like it reminds me like sometimes every single time I'm reminded as to why I am with my partner.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all I'm saying is from a guy's perspective, my perspective at least, is I saw that there were a lot more people interested in me now that like I'm older and I'm in a relationship than when I was younger. So, but again, like you said, you're in a happy relationship, so am I. And it's just like, it's a different perspective. It's like a different, you know, different take, I would say, because you do have a lot of women on here, and I wanted to give my personal. I wouldn't say my take, but my experience on it, my personal experience on it. So that's just why. But thanks for letting me up here, man. I appreciate you. I'm gonna keep on listening.
Before you drop real quick, because I just wanted to counter something you said as far as like when women are younger, they have more options and more men approaching them, so it's harder for them to be in relationships then. That's not true. Women don't really operate in that way. That's more of a men thing. And this is no shade to you, but a lot of times men will project the way they think onto women because men, y'all have this like, I don't know what to call it. I think it's a selfishness. That's what it is. And it's all about like, what can I get more and more and more and more and more of? Because what I have is never enough. And y'all know that at the end of the day, when you have more options to women, most of those options are going to be decent options. They're going to be decent people. They aren't going to be abusive to you. They aren't going to, you have a bunch of decent options. But with women, we know that there could be 50 men approaching us. 49 of them don't have any good intentions. And so if you're already in a relationship with a man that is making you happy and has good intentions for you and you know, who loves you and you love, you don't see these other men. It doesn't matter how much more attractive they might be. It doesn't matter how much more money they have. It's not going to be the same sense of like, oh, it's so hard for me to stay with my man because all these other men want me. We know that most of those other men that want us probably ain't shit at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Men, y'all know that most of these other women that want y'all know that almost all of them are decent people that you could be in a great relationship with.
And I never thought about it like that. Wow, that you make a valid point. I gotta go, guys. All right,
Maddie.
Like a quick step out, but thank you so much.
No problem, brother. Yeah, it's really weird that men think like this, but that's it. It's just and also men, you know, we like numbers, so we want, you know, like we want as many women as we can. As many women as we can get, that's what we want. That's what we're leaning. That's what we want. You know what I'm saying? It's weird though.
That's kind of what I was saying. Like it's like how much more can I get? Like it doesn't matter if what I have is great. How much more can I get? It's like a very entitled, selfish mindset. Like you always want, like you said, as many women as possible because it doesn't matter. You can have 10 great women. You would rather have 20 great women, right?
Hell yeah. I'd rather just have 20 women, good or bad. Just 20 women, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just the numbers thing. It's like, yep, the numbers thing. I don't, you can come up, Jesus. I don't know what you're talking about. Greed, the hoarding of resources. Though it's the same. Yeah, it's a scarcity mindset. I don't know if I'm gonna ever get this opportunity again, so I gotta take it. I gotta sleep with her. I gotta do, like it's always that for me. It's always that for me.
Yeah, women just don't think and operate like that because we find out pretty early on, like I said, that like what most men are about, and that a lot of them don't have good intention for you. So yeah, we might be getting approached a lot, but it doesn't do anything for us. It's just like, actually, we would rather you leave us alone. Honestly, like a lot, especially when we're in relationships, women do feel very lucky when they are in a relationship, especially if it's a good one, to have a good relationship, and she doesn't fuck that up easily. Whereas men, they could be in a great relationship and they still want more, or they still think there's something better out there for them. Because they know at the end of the day, women are, as people, typically better than men.
Yep. They know that they're going to get more from her than they're going to give. So they're like, fuck you. Why not? Why not double up? Why not take advantage of this opportunity and jump on it? Yeah, men aren't ever satisfied. It's we're insatiable. We're like my son. My son, my older son, he has autism. He basically, this is how his life functions, and it's similar to the way men function to me. So every day he asks, but every week, essentially, we have to take my son somewhere. And the place is like he wants to go, and it's usually like food related or something like that. Like when he'll want to go to the movies, and it's like movies, pizza, popcorn, soda. That's his thing because he wants to snack. I told y'all he wanted to go to In-N-Out and he wanted to go to Burger King. We had to take him to both, and we do that like once a week. It's Chipotle, yeah, whatever. It's rice, it's something. But that's how he lives his life. And as soon as he gets it, he's already asking for the next thing. He's never satisfied with that thing. It's not like he gets it and he's like, okay, I'm good for a month or I'm good for 6 months. No. He gets that thing, he consumes it, and like literally as soon as he gets done eating it, he's like, Chipotle? Knott's Berry Farm? Like he wants to go, he's setting up the new thing, and you're like, Knott's and you got to Knott's 14 days, In-N-Out 7 days. Like you have to do that because you just get into the habit. You're just doing it. You're doing it all day. You're doing it all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? So
it's so crazy. This reminds me of a conversation I had with my dad where he was basically saying exactly that. Like he was saying, like you could give a man the shirt off your back today, tomorrow he gonna want your pants too.
Yeah.
Like he's like, never give a man everything you have because you're gonna have to go out and find somewhere to get it. It's never like a man that wants your all, that wants everything you have, and you know, put your all to give it to this man, it's never going to be enough. He's always going to want more and more and more and more. Like you can, like he said, literally give him the shirt off your back today. Tomorrow he wants them pants.
That's for real. Unfortunately, that's real. Antoine said, public man, it's time to add an intro and theme music to your show. Every greatest creator should have one. That's for my movie, man. That's what I'm gonna get you, sucker. But yeah, that's a real quote. That's a quotable. Men take and take and take and take, and we almost never reciprocate. It's really hard for us, you know, we're not in the, it's just tough. It's just tough to reciprocate as men. You know what I mean? Like we just don't know. We don't know how to do it, or, you know, whatever. I don't know. Maybe we do and we just don't give a fuck. I don't know what it is. But we definitely don't do it. We don't do it enough. Hey, what's up, Relentless? She probably accidentally requested. I give nothing and I don't feel bad. Yeah, most men ain't going for a woman not giving them nothing. They up out of there, so.
Right. But it's just, you got to be just smart with it. Like, it's not, I mean, I'm not giving nobody advice. Give as little or as much as you want to give.
Yeah.
It needs to make sense. Like, how are you benefiting? Like, a lot of women go into relationships trying to prove something, like trying to prove themselves. Like, let me show him how beneficial I am to him. But is he, in the meantime, is he benefiting you just as much or more or at all? But a lot of women are focused on that because they know to be in a relationship with men, you have to be a benefit. So they go in trying to prove something. Let me show him how good I can cook. Let me show him how good I can clean. Let me, you know, show him. What is he showing you?
A whole lot of nothing. Lack of attention. Lack of attention. Wifey tryouts. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I want, you know, in these scenarios, in these situations, when I'm like, for me, I'm focusing on now, I'm like I've said this before, I'm trying to get to the place to where I'm heading my wife off at the pass and I'm not waiting on her to tell me when something's an issue. Or, you know, if something, you know, odd happened or weird happened, or so, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to tell her like, hey, this happened or whatever. Or what do you think about this? Or, you know, as opposed to it being like, even if I didn't like necessarily like do anything, but just something, you know, just something happened or whatever the case may be. Like, I don't want her to be like, oh, well, you saw you ran into, you know what I mean? Like, I wanted to be like, oh, hey, today I bumped into what's her name? Today I did it, you know what I mean? Today I spoke to, you know, I talked to Shan today. I did, you know, as opposed to it being on some like, she find out 2 weeks later, like, oh, you were talking, like, damn, you've been talking to her a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, I'd rather her know, like, yeah, oh, today I was talking to Shan. Today I was talking to Shan. Today I was talking to Shan. That way she knows, all right, if I talk to you 3 days in a row, I talk to you 3 days in a row. As opposed to it being like, I randomly bring you up in 2 weeks and be like, oh, you know, I was talking to Shan. Like, when did that happen? You know, I've been talking, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't want that. You know, I'm just trying to just being proactive, you know what I'm saying? Making sure you got that, establishing that trust and being consistent, and then paying attention. You know, just trying to pay attention to whatever it is. When I see her, you know, I see the kids doing something or whatever, I'm trying to, like, you know, mitigate the damage being done in the situation. I'm trying to stop her from being too frustrated or getting overwhelmed, whatever. Just, you know, you can see that shit. Sometimes she with them babies fighting for her life. So
yeah, I think all of that is just intentionality. Like, it's just showing intention and like foresight in a relationship. And I think a lot of men just aren't used to having to do that. Like, they're very reactive. They're very, you know, they deal with things as they come up, but they're going to wait for it to come up instead of just being intentional about the relationship. You have to have a lot of conversations of, oh, I didn't think about it like that. Oh, I didn't think it would be a problem. Oh, I didn't realize. Oh, it's like, oh, you just in la la land, huh?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. It's exactly what it is. Don't be waiting. Don't be waiting. That's what, not to bring it back to Love is Blind, but on Love is Blind, that's what I was saying about the girl with Tim, about the lady with Tim. She was like, "Oh, you didn't tell me you were mad. Like, why would he need to tell you that? You didn't tell me that you didn't want me to take a nap after your parents had driven 4 hours. I'm sorry, your parents had driven 10 hours to come see us. And then I took an hour-long nap while they were here. You didn't tell me you didn't tell me you didn't want me to do that. Like, why would somebody need to tell you they don't want you to do that? That's gaslighting. That's fucking crazy. Like, what? What are you talking about? That was some real. I was watching that shit going, this is a man talking. This is crazy. This is some shit niggas. Like,
why would I even think to tell you that? Like, why would I be like, oh, he might try to take a nap as soon as my parents get here. Let me tell him not to do that. Why would I think you would even do that to tell you not to do it?
Or once you go lay down, I go in there and I go, hey, can you get up? Because my parents drove 10 hours to be here. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you wanted me to. Okay. You go take a nap. Go take a nap. That's on you.
Which I didn't see this show at all. I don't know none of these people. I'm just commenting on exactly what public is saying right now.
Yeah. Well, apparently she was. It ain't just that part. Just know that happened. His parents drove 10 hours to come see them. They pulled up. They were there. She talked to him for 4 hours, apparently. But before they left, she went to sleep before they left. She like took a nap before you know what I'm saying? Like, so while they were there, it's like, yeah, I don't know. I don't care how tired you are. Drink some coffee. Stay up. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Unless you got to work a night shift or something like that. You just got it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm with that, you know. Yeah, that was crazy. Like everybody gets tired, right? We all get tired. That was wild. But that's what I'm saying. Stuff like that can't happen. Nah, you can't take a nap when somebody's parents drove 10 hours for 10 hours to come see you. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell y'all. I would be mad. I'll be mad. I'm strict my ass. Get out of here.
Yeah, I only did that to my ex when his dad came, not his mom.
Now, if they're ignoring you or something like that, you know what I'm saying? Like if they're like icing you out of the situation, okay, right? I feel you. Like y'all not even including me in any of this stuff. Like you were saying, like maybe because the dad and the son are like, you know, kicking it like men do, right? But if that ain't happening, if they're like talking to you and you're having a conversation and you just fucking duck off like while the people are there, nah, that's wicked. That's wicked. Damn, I got something in my nose. That's wicked work.
Yeah, I just don't like to date like that for real. But his mom is an angel. I'll stay up for 24 hours to talk to her.
Mm-hmm. That ain't they said I got a blind spot. That's not a blind spot. That shit, you can say you disagree with that, but that's not a man thing. There are women who also think that that's weird. I was at a blind spot. Y'all hey man, y'all gonna have to. It's okay to disagree now, but y'all got a little too much dip on your chip. That's not a blind spot. We just disagree. You going to sleep. I think as a human being, I wouldn't want somebody to do that to me, and I wouldn't do that to somebody else. I don't think that's a blind spot. Nia said, she taking a nap. Get the fuck out of here. All right. But there's a lot of people, men and women, think that's rude. That's all I'm saying. That's not a man thing. That's not like I'm on some controlling shit, because I'm not controlling it at all. I couldn't care less. They don't expect anything from their homeboys, though. Silver has said men don't expect anything from their homeboys, though. They do expect things from their homeboys. They expect men expect loyalty. That's one of the main things men expect from their friends. And what the way in which men expect loyalty is, we expect loyalty. We expect our boys to never challenge us because they're so loyal to us. So even if our women are completely right in a situation it doesn't matter. Even if that man is cheating, we expect them to keep our secrets. We don't we expect our homeboys not to ever come to us and be like, yo, bro, why you disrespecting her? We expect our homeboys not to go tell the woman. Like that's what we expect. Loyalty, definitely. But we don't expect much beyond that. We don't expect men to be like, we don't expect men to show up for us emotionally. We don't expect men. We don't expect that. That's why men make that joke about like, oh, women be breaking off relationships with their friends because she didn't show up to her birthday dinner. And I'm like, yeah, you should. You should.
It depends because I don't know. I have probably a popular opinion on that too. But yeah, like ending friendships because they didn't come to your birthday dinner, if that friend is a good friend, is crazy to me too. Especially for a lot of women who give men all the chances in the world, but will break up with a friend for something like
that. Yeah, I get that. I'm not saying like that's the one thing that they did. You know what I'm saying? The men don't know that it's usually like a bunch of things that have happened along the way, and then that's the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think that's fine. Like, yeah, if that's not a good friend and you've been seeing stuff, and then that was just like, all right, I don't even know why I'm holding on to this person anyway. But yeah, sometimes it is the case where like, oh, she didn't come to my birthday, which is not very common. But yeah, sometimes it is like, oh, you didn't come to this one birthday trip or this one birthday dinner. I don't think you're my real friend.
No, I would never. Ashley, I don't think she knows she up here. If you meant to be up here, you can. I didn't know if you knew you meant to be up here. If you meant to be up here. Yeah, no, I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't break off a friendship over like over something like that, like one time. But yeah, consistently, like I have had male friends who like told me that they were going to be at a party and was like, we showing up for sure. We pulling up the day of, we pulling up, and then not show up and not call or nothing. That's one. That only take one time for me to be like,
that type of shit pisses me off.
Yeah, that only take one. I don't care how good of a friend you are. You on if you are the best friend on the planet, you are now on thin ice. But if you are anything short of the best friend on the planet, you are definitely gone. Like I'm not fucking with you no more.
Well, because to be honest, if you're a good friend, you wouldn't ever do anything like that. Like there's nothing that wouldn't stop you from picking up the phone and being like, hey, thought I could make it, but actually can't. So sorry, hope you have a great time. Let's link up and do lunch tomorrow. Like that's what a good friend would do. But saying you're gonna come and then the day of just not showing up and just pretending like nothing happened, that's not a good friend.
Yeah, I ain't doing that. And then they hollered at me like a couple of days after that, like nothing. It was my birthday. It wasn't like a fight party or something like that. It was my birthday party that I had planned, that I had bought food for, that I had, you know what I mean? Like I had made arrangements to have people there, and I'm like, yo, it's all good. Just tell me if you can't come. No, we pulling up for sure. Don't pull up. And then 2 days later on some like, yo, bro, you seen that game last night? I was like, nigga, blocked.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Get up out of here. Blocked.
Yeah, we don't do stuff like that. That's crazy.
Blocked.
And it's inconsiderate on so many levels, because why would you lie and tell me to account for you and that you're going to be there, and then you know you're not going to show up? That means I bought food for you. I bought drinks for you. Y'all have seen the way I throw parties. Like there's money put into the fact that you would be there. There's a meal, there's drinks, there's a table setting, there's a chair that I had to rent. Like there was money banking on you being there. So that's just inconsiderate in so many ways.
Facts. I did all of that.
I be doing customized gift bags with names on it and shit. Like, don't do that.
Yeah, you be going all out with your parties. Just the mental labor too. Even if I ain't even doing all of that, but just planning the party. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, we going to Benihana's.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm expecting, or you said you're gonna be there. I made the reservations for 20 people, and if 14 people show up and no explanation, yeah, I'm mad.
Absolutely.
What are we really doing here at this point? What are we really
my
doing?
birthday. It's like it only comes once a year. You can't set aside some time for that one day to make sure you show up for me.
Yeah. But if it's a party and you just and it's a week, I tell you 2 weeks in advance, and then you like, you know what? I ain't gonna be able to make it, fam. I gotta do you ain't gotta tell me what you gotta do. I ain't gonna be able to make it, man. All right, bet. That's what's up. No problem. No problem. I don't care if you're my best friend. I don't give a fuck. It's my birthday. I'll be good.
Right. I'll have another one. But yeah, you let me know. But like, I don't know. For me, I just if I RSVP, I'm coming. If I ain't there, I'm almost unalive. It's something real wrong that I can't be there, because there's been plenty of times where I RSVP to something and I didn't feel like going when that time came, but I got my ass up and I went because I RSVP. They're banking on me and they probably spent money on me being there. I'm not gonna not show up.
Kim and them says my husband's mom still calls me that girl to this day. Damn. I'm going to sleep.
That girl is wicked.
Kim, what are you doing? What is happening? What is happening? That's crazy. That girl? How long y'all been married? It don't even matter, actually. Y'all married. What the fuck? I don't care if y'all got married yesterday. She still calling you that girl? Nah, she can't never come over. She can't never come over.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Y'all, that's wicked work.
I'm used to mamas loving me more than they love their own sons. I guess I'm just lucky. They be liking me more than their own son. Like, you the problem. It's not her.
It's you. They be knowing they sons ain't shit.
they definitely know.
For
you
real.
know it's time to go when the mama be like, you deserve better, baby. Oh, God.
Holding your hand like, girl, run. Coming from mama? I ain't gonna hold you. My mama would never. So don't ever expect to hear that conversation from my mama. My mama gonna tell you he a good man, Savannah.
Oh, hell no.
I love that woman. Damn, y'all can't say nothing bad about that lady.
Oh, hell no.
That woman gonna say he a good man, Savannah.
That's that boy mom shit.
Mm-hmm.
See, my ex-mama got 3 daughters and 1 son. She know what's up.
Yeah. My mama she ain't playing that shit. You can't be. She'll let you badmouth me and everything. She'll be like, I totally understand.
Don't gaslight me.
I completely get it. No, yeah, he's been like that since he was a small child, ever since his father left him. Ever since he was abandoned by his father, he's just been. And I mean, we tried to get help. Yeah, but no, I get it though. I get it. Yeah, not every woman, you know what I mean. Not every woman could handle a man like him. So, yeah,
it's the perfect alibi.
Absolutely. My mama gonna set the scene for you. Gonna feel. Let's put it like this: you gonna feel bad when you leave. That's all I know. If you leave, you gonna feel bad afterwards. You're gonna be like, damn, did I really make the right decision?
You see what I'm saying?
Hey, who the hell is this? Mind Soul? Is this a bid?
My name's Andy.
Oh, what's up, Andy?
Not much here.
I'm chilling, fam. What's good with it?
Well, I think men are built for multiple relationships at once.
Elaborate on that. How so?
Well, instead of just kind of committing to one woman for a long period of time, we are built to have relationships with many women part-time.
Okay. So not be in a relationship with a person then, because that's not being in a relationship. You can't be in a part-time, you know what I mean?
Sure you can.
Nah, you can't. It's not how relationships work.
Not for men.
Oh yeah, for men too. For humans.
No, they don't work for men that way.
Can you be in a part-time relationship with your kids
Yeah.
and it be healthy?
No, not with your kids.
Okay. Then what would make you think it would be healthy to be in a part-time relationship with a woman or a man? It doesn't make sense.
It does, because you need time away from that woman.
And
And you need variety.
And why do you need these things?
Because women are pretty crazy, and
How are women crazy? What makes them crazy?
their emotions and their manipulative tactics, being around that for too long.
How do women manipulate men?
They gaslight.
How do they gaslight us?
Well, they'll basically tell us that our reality is not true. And they'll create a whole brand new reality.
And what's your reality? How does this conversation go? How have you heard this conversation? You've been in this? Okay. How did it go?
Yeah.
What was she saying? Give it to me verbatim, as close as you can. What did she say, and what were you saying?
Okay, there's been like thousands of examples, but I'll do one.
Yeah, all I need is one. That's it.
Sure. So how about, okay, so we were discussing, who's going to have the weekend with the kid.
Mm-hmm.
And she agreed that I would have rights for the weekend coming up. And then 2 days later, when she realizes that our son wants to be with me and doesn't want to be with her, she completely flips the script and says that we never agreed to him being with me for that weekend. Just a complete lie and fabrication of reality.
Okay. And so you're talking about parental alienation?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you're claiming that the mother of your child was alienating you from your child.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Which is harmful to him too. And sorry about being slow.
No, you're not being slow. I can hear everything. You're perfectly fine. Yeah. Okay. And I wasn't there in this scenario, so I'm not going to tell you that you're lying or she's lying or whatever the case may be. I will ask you this though. Do you think that what you're describing is common?
Very common.
Okay. So you think that women often hide their children from the fathers of their children for no reason or for a reason?
It's for a reason.
Okay. And what's the reason?
That reason is usually jealousy or envy,
Mm-hmm.
or spite or hatred.
Okay.
Any of those.
So it's usually that.
Yes.
It's not usually abuse.
Well, all of those are abusive.
No, jealousy isn't abusive, but I'm saying
it can be for sure.
It can be, but it's not in and of itself. You can be jealous of a person and they never know you're jealous of them.
Right. But usually if you're jealous,
mm-hmm.
you'll do abusive things to that person that you're jealous of.
Typically. But so I'm asking you, what is more likely to be the scenario? That the man is abusing the child and the woman is trying to keep the child away from the man, or that the woman is just jealous and bitter and wants to hide the child away from the man?
Definitely the second one.
Based on what? Based on
what I believe is the actual reality of many home situations.
Many home situations based on, you mean yours or?
Just everybody's, like everyone's struggling mm-hmm. with the family dynamic, mm-hmm. and it's usually because the jealous, bitter woman
doing disgusting things with their, like using their children as a weapon, as a alienation, as a tactic.
And that, so logically, I'm sorry, statistically, that's not true. Statistically,
yeah, it is.
It's not. I will give you whatever amount of money you deem to be sufficient for you to produce any such stats to prove that that is actually the thing that is going on. That women are that. First of all, you have to prove that parental alienation is a thing, because I don't think it's a thing. I believe we've had that discussion many a times on this panel, and it's made up. From the person who invented the term was an abuser, and they were using it to So when I hear men say that the mother of my child is trying to stop me from seeing my child, I instantly, in my mind, I assume that man is abusive instantly, because that's the most logical explanation. That's the thing, because logically speaking, I don't care how jealous a woman is of a man or whatever the case may be, she ain't keeping them fucking kids away, because she wants. If you're no, she's not, sir. If you are a good father, if you are a present father, it doesn't make sense to hide the kids away from. They would, not only does she have to not like you, she has to not like those kids, which I don't believe. I don't believe it. I don't believe that most women don't like their children. I don't believe most women. There is nothing. The people that spend 10 times more time with the children than we do, the people that pour into the kids way more than men do, you're trying to convince me that group of people also hate their kids?
The majority of them, absolutely, yes.
Then why does your woman have your children? If you think that woman hates your child, why are you leaving your child with her?
Because out of utter spite and bitterness, they would take that sacrifice of spending time with the kids they don't even like just to hurt the man.
You didn't answer my question. Why are you leaving your children with a woman that you believe doesn't even like them? That's dangerous for your kids. So you don't like your kids either?
Yeah, I don't do it personally. I take my kid all the time I can.
You can, but you don't have custody of your child, clearly. You have visitation, you have some custody, but you're not the custodial parent, obviously. So why aren't you the custodial parent of your child if you truly believe that the woman doesn't like the child and you think the child is in danger? Why don't you go get him?
Well, I'm fighting for that currently. We're 50-50 custody, but I want more. I want full.
You want full custody? Okay.
Yeah, I do. But she, even though she hates she doesn't like our children, but she will keep it away from me out of spite.
Okay. That's interesting.
And it's so true. And it's not just my story. It's so many around the world.
You said she doesn't like your children, but she'll keep it away from you? What's it?
Well, them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, family. I don't know, brother. Let me read this.
I've never slipped up and called my son it. So yeah, that's pretty telling.
Them sometimes, just
Nia said he's about to put me to sleep. Speak faster. But we got to the bottom of it. Osa said, "Yay, this is his villain origin story." Oh man. Yeah, man. So my takeaway from this is I think you might be a bit abusive. Maybe. I also.
You think I alienate because I said it?
No, I don't think you alienate. But no. I forgive you for that. Whatever. Slip of the tongue, right? Cool. That's fine. I'm saying that I'm basing that on the reaction of the mother of your children. And you would be proof that the court said, if you have 50-50 custody, which I don't know if you have 50-50 custody, but I'm going to take you at your word once again, because I don't know. Yeah. So if you have 50-50 custody, then that would prove to me that the courts actually favor men a lot, because I think that the only reason your this is all if too, because I don't even know if any of this stuff is true. If the mother of your children is hiding your kids away from you, I think that it is directly linked to you being an abuser, without a doubt. And if you are an abuser and you have 50-50 custody, I think that actually proves that the court system protects abusers when they're men. Because I also know that to be the case too. That's also a verifiable stat, that the likelihood that a man gets custody after a woman accuses the father of abuse goes up. That goes up for men, right? So so if she accused you of abuse, the likelihood that you got 50-50 custody went up rather than going down. It should have went down, but it went up. Khadija said, being a good father is also about treating the woman well. Absolutely.
Sir, why do you automatically
hold on, wait, Shane. I want to ask this question. Let me get to it.
I'm just curious why you automatically think that the man is the abuser and the woman couldn't be the abuser in this.
I don't think that.
You said you think I am. She's saying this things for a reason.
Yeah.
And that reason is I'm an abusive father.
I'm basing it on the reaction that she allegedly is having to you. That's what I'm basing it on. That's what I'm saying.
So why couldn't you think that it's the woman who's jealous of, me being the better parent and her having a lot of anger in her heart towards our relationship, that she would do something drastic like that?
Because of likelihood. So I'm just going with the likelihood. That's what I'm saying. I don't know you personally, and I don't know her personally, right? I don't know you from Adam. This is the first time I've ever spoken to you. You're telling me your story. So I have to go with what's logical. I have to go with what is more likely to be the case based on history, based on facts, based on stats. The thing you're describing, if it's true, is extreme. Sir, when I tell you it's rare, I mean it's like almost non-existent. What you're describing is almost non-existent, right? So
it's almost every time. It's almost every
situation. See, but that's what makes me think you're an abuser, because you're gaslighting me right now, because that's not true. That's 100% a lie. So I know you to be a liar. I already know you to be a liar right now. You're lying right now to me.
Fooled by the woman's lie.
What? Well, hold on, wait. I didn't get this information from a woman. What are you talking about? You think I'm listening to women?
Yes.
No. I've read about this. What are you talking about? I literally read the numbers on this stuff. We've done this in my live. We literally have looked up the numbers on the live, read it on the live with hundreds of people in here.
Based on lies.
But sir, hold on. Let's take it back. You see, that's the gaslighting I'm talking about.
Oh.
You just said that I got it from a woman. I didn't.
Yeah.
I got it from statistics.
Which are statistics of women lying to create this.
I didn't get it. Hold on. See?
Oh.
I didn't get it from a woman. I didn't even get it from 10 women. It's just verifiable stats. Oh, he dropped. Good.
He was saying the stats were of women lying.
No, I got what he was saying. Yeah, but
the stats are lying too, because women made the stats, I guess. I don't know.
But women didn't make the that's what I was saying. Women didn't make the stats. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's trying to act like the stats are what they are from women lying. But if that's the case, again, it's still not proving a point, because like you said, let's say all these women are lying about their abuse. It still ended up with more fathers getting custody when they said they were abused.
Mm-hmm.
So whether they're lying or not, you saying that the court system isn't set up for men or whatever, it's not the truth.
It's not. Ashley, I got your question, but I couldn't. It disappeared and I didn't go out the app. I saw it, and it did on Cash App. It stays up on my thing so I can read it, but on Venmo it doesn't. It like goes away. But that's my fault though. I'll read it still though. Give me a second. Let me read these super chats. Ruby Payne said pure projection. Majority of what up, Keo? Ruby Payne said pure projection. Majority of men who want full custody want to punish the mother, avoid child support, and have their mom take care of those children. Absolutely. I don't know many men that want full custody outside of the desire to avoid child support. Not many men I know really want full custody because they honestly believe that they are the better parent and better suited for the duty of raising the children. Nia said, go to court and take your kids. This is not hard, especially as a man. That's what I was saying, Nia. I'm like, you're a man. Go you have the advantage. Go to court.
It's obvious his disdain for women was like very clear, which is another telltale sign that he could have possibly been abusive, because we have been talking to you online for 10 minutes and we can hear your disdain for women, and we weren't in a relationship with you.
Super fast. Go ahead. What up, Keo?
Nothing much, brother. I'm actually just happy that I got the chance to catch it live. Just to double down and corroborate what you're saying, I know narrative prose when I hear it, right? I've met men who've been abused emotionally or otherwise by women, right? The one thing that they have in common is that they don't need to try to, how do I say this, to sort of emotionally embellish what their experiences were. There's a style of phrasing and speech that comes along with a man who can recall to you an experience. Hey, I was treated like this so-and-so. The more that he kept talking, even when you got to the statistic part, oh, these are statistics made up by women. So are men not scientists and statisticians as well who also contribute to this? So what sense does that make? Again, it's that narrative prose, trying to make sure he's spinning a yarn to just make himself look good. But again, there's ways, and I would like to say this to other men too, that you can discuss these things. If you really were a victim in that case, this was clearly not one of them.
100%. That was exactly. I love that. That was a great point. You could tell he was spinning the narrative pretty much, because by his the wording he chose to use. He was being too extreme in his language. Like, oh man, she's just a crazy biatch. Like, nah, bro, I don't believe it.
Like no nuance whatsoever. If I may, I know you got to continue.
There you go.
I was actually talking to a friend of mine yesterday, and he was he was saying something to that extent. As you know, based on my interaction yesterday, you and I are very much on the same timing. You and I basically see eye to eye with these things. And while explaining to this friend of mine yesterday, he kept going on, and this is very relevant to this man, the lack of nuance, kept going on and on about, oh, balance. You always seem to be harping on, the men. And I'm just like, Harvey, I have very good reason to understand and to believe in the things that I say, because it's not as though that I want to dislike the majority of those men that I meet. Their behavior gives me no other option in that matter. Again, no complete lack of nuance and an inability to want to accept the idea. And it almost thought he was taking it a little personal, right? I'm sure you've seen those reactions too. And I'm like, dude, I know I'm not necessarily talking about you, but please do not get it twisted. I've explained to him before, other men are not about it in that capacity. And I don't like to have to say those things, but those are the facts. That is the world we live in. And it was very frustrating that every time I'm preaching a point, I'm saying, listen, I want to see a better world, yada, 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 but we have to check with men on my end. And he's like, oh, well, basically like, oh, well, what about the women? And I'm just like, listen, for me on a personal level, I'd much rather let women check other women, quite frankly. That's my personal philosophy. I'm more concerned about the responsibility and accountability I hold to other men, and specifically other Black men. Because again, there's nuances to this, but there's also ways to approach it. Much like this guy who just left, my friend yesterday really wasn't getting it. It was actually rather disheartening.
That's fact. I've been there before too. What up, HOH?
Hey, I'm Department of Children and Families up in this beat. Listen, I ain't gonna hold y'all, but I literally hopped up here because I what I heard and Shan clocked it immediately. The way in which he spoke about that woman and the way in which he referred to that kid or those kids, his story was completely made up. I don't even think the story was about him. It sounded like he was talking about someone else's experience or deferring to the things that he has heard online about this situation. Because anyone with a personal stake in a situation like this would know that, number one, 50-50 custody means you ain't paying no child support. So what's the complaint there? If you're taking care of your child 50% of the time, why do you need primary custody? Because you don't have to pay child support, right? Unless the mom makes significantly less than you and the living conditions are totally different for the children, you don't have to pay. Number two, they acting like the average man don't just try to hold a baby mama back.
Mm-hmm.
You got like, listen, my whole ass baby daddy said, you got a man now, I'm good. As far as him taking care of the child he had with me.
Mm-hmm.
That's the average man's response. We ain't talking about Shan baby daddy because he's a good baby daddy, Savannah. Okay, get that man his family back. But
Hey, leave me alone.
but the average man don't want to see a baby mama up. The average man is on here talking about she is traveling and spending his child support on hair and nails when they only pay $75 a week.
Mm-hmm.
That's the average fucking man. So ain't nobody finna get on here and tell me, like, unless you paying $1,000 plus a month and there's some other nuance to it, like Kyo said, literally he ain't had no nuance because he regurgitating this shit off of something he done heard on the panel
Mm-hmm.
from another nigga. Like, this ain't his story. He don't even sound like he got no kids. He sound like a sociopath. But anyway.
Yeah, I don't think he had no kids either.
Yeah, because you just tell how he spoke.
That was a bid. I don't care.
It sounded like him, but it wasn't though. You could
It
tell.
did sound like a bid. I ain't gonna hold it. It did sound like a bid though. But yeah, so and the thing about it is, what woman don't want a 50% break from them kids?
That's what I be saying. That's the thing. That's why I never buy into that shit. I'm like, so y'all telling me this woman is gonna shoot her nose to spite her face? Doubt it.
Listen, I was full-time working and full-time in school after I had G and after I put her daddy out. And if he would have came and said, I want to get my baby, can we split custody? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Because I needed that time. It is so much harder to focus on 6 tasks as opposed to if I had my week, I can do what I need to do in my week, and then when I get my baby back, I can do that. But if I would have to know that she was safe, being fed, not being pillow to post, like those are different factors. But at the same time, men don't be having that. They don't even be having a fucking car seat. The average man be mad at their baby mama because she won't let him use the car seat.
Mm-hmm.
Like shit like that. So that's what I'm saying. Like y'all do not be victims of the system. Y'all do not be victims of circumstances. Y'all be Jesse Smollett lie. That's what y'all be.
Yeah, the other thing that
Juicy.
I think he was lying too is that if you got 50-50 custody, why are y'all negotiating weekends? And can I have them this weekend? Like, you already get weekends. You get them 50% of the time. So why are you trying to negotiate? Oh, can I have them this weekend? Like, I don't know. It just didn't add up to me.
Yeah, he was lying. He was telling the bold-faced lie through his fucking teeth. We know that. He don't have no babies. He didn't have no kids or nothing. Very, very interesting though. Very interesting. I'm sorry, I got distracted. Me and Dezan.
Me and Dez and DJ.
Me and Dez and DJ. All right, see the names where they get bleeding together. You know, I can't read well. I can't read good. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great.
Okay, so I've been listening, and yeah, the he didn't sound like he had any children. Bunch of bullshit. But I started having children at 18, very young. I am 41 now. My oldest is 22. And his father was in the military after we got pregnant, a little bit after our 18th birthdays. And he actually went to war because this happened back in 2001 when we were still teenagers. So 9/11 happened. He was in basic training. After his basic training, there was a delay in him coming home, having that first leave before they go to their first station, and got pregnant. All through high school, this is what we planned. I literally found an old notebook from our senior year where we were writing love letters and stuff. Remember that stuff back in the days? planning the future, marriage, children, all that. When we found out, before, like, it was 3 days before he was supposed to go to his first station. I don't know what happened, but of course, the old usual. I was dumped, and I don't know. I took it like I had to take it. Young, didn't understand it, never ever saw that situation happening to me just because of the way he spoke before we got pregnant. Long story short, he does his 4 years in the military, of which in that time he never got me any type of benefits for our son. I couldn't go on base. I didn't get discounts for anything. He never got him any type of benefits for me to take care of him while he was in a whole different state. I'm living in Florida and he was in Oklahoma for 4 whole years now. Didn't help me. Same thing as the other woman said. I started seeing someone else after, and I got the same rhetoric. Well, you have a man now. What are you bothering me about? Oh, okay. I didn't know it worked that way. But I primarily raised our child. We never did co-parenting. Years later, down the line, he told me to my face the reason he really wasn't there for our son was because I got pregnant by somebody else. Even
That's a known thing.
Make his promise to marry me, to house me and my child while I was pregnant and afterwards. Nothing that he said that, or that we planned together ever happened. Nothing. But he did admit that. The reason why he was a neglectful father for the whole entirety of our child growing up is because I had another child. Okay, I had to deal with that. He told me that when my oldest two were around 15, 16 years old. Okay. Once again, no co-parenting. We went to court many times. Child support. He never tried to get a liaison and have a parenting plan. Every time he took me to court was for a reduction in child support. And there came a point where one of the judges told him, look, just stop bringing her here. We're not going to do it. If you bring her here again, we're actually going to raise it. And that was the last time he requested for the child support to be reduced. Our son graduated 2020. The only time we really did co-parenting where he was doing 50% was his senior year. He took him, and I had him home on the weekends because he ended up moving back to our city and moving like 5 minutes down the road from us. So we talked amongst ourselves. I'm like, I've been doing it this whole time. You gonna step in now? Mind you, he's married and everything with a woman that has children outside of their marriage. Like, she had children before they met. And he got with her when they were, like, I guess one of them was a year old and the other was an infant. Mind you, he had a baby with me and a woman after me that did not fulfill either one, the marriage promises and all that other stuff. I don't know. I'm thinking it was easier for him to accept this woman and the children that weren't biologically his. I don't know what that's about. But the senior year, he starts taking him full time, and I say, weekends I got. I don't know what happened, but the day of our son's graduation, we go to his house, and he had my son's stuff outside the porch. Told him once he turns 18 years old, you can't live with him. I was doing it right there. You cannot live with me. Never lived with him before in his whole entire life. But my son was of a certain age, they're both men. I don't know what was going on in the house because I stayed out of it. But that was what he said to him. And I took our son back into my home, and I had to comfort him and, help him mentally deal with that.
Build himself back up.
Yeah, it was tough, but that first guy that was talking definitely full of crap came on to this live stream to gaslight and induce, I don't know what kind of reaction, but he's an agent of chaos. And that's essentially what he stepped up to do. Like you say, he's observing something else from someone he knows, a different male that he knows that's complaining. And like you said, guys expect loyalty from other men. That's it. Yep. Because if he was really in that situation, I commented several times, go to court. Go to court.
Yeah. He said he was in court.
My kid's father, take him to court. He wouldn't do it.
Yeah. He said he was in court, but who knows? Let me read the super chat. Ruby Payne said, he told us why the relationship failed. He doesn't believe men can commit. He will require it of her, though. Cheaters project, so he would cheat, lie, control, all of it. Absolutely. Yeah, we said the quiet part out loud. Are men built for relationships? We got the votes in. Y'all can run that prompt again. 100% said no. Me and Daz and DJ, I appreciate you coming up. That's a wild story though. We're gonna have to unpack that one. That was crazy. Good luck to your son too, man. Hopefully y'all we figure that shit out.
You give me mobster vibes.
Ashley, what's good?
You give me mobster vibes.
Who? Ashley. She accidentally requesting up. No problem. You good?
But they're not built for relationships.
Facts.
They're not built for relationships with their kids. Sound like.
I'm muted.
Yeah, a lot of them. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go finish.
Oh yeah, I was just saying. A lot of them, we already know this. How they feel about their children is based on how they feel about the woman they hunching. Mm-hmm. So if the woman ain't hunching her kids, those his kids, and he gonna love them more than a woman who's not hunching kids, even though they came from them.
Yep. Just so y'all know, on YouTube, I muted 4 keys. He can come up though. The link is up there for him. If you want to, you can come up and get unmuted, fam. We muted him from the live. He was playing stupid. He was acting like he didn't know what we was talking about, but he knew. So you come up if you want to, though, brother. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Hold on, who else we got in this thing? Go ahead. HOH, was you talking? Celestial, go ahead. Hey.
Shenanigans, how y'all doing?
We doing great.
Washing dishes, multitasking.
Yeah, I'm over here working from home, so I get the multitasking part. So to answer the prompt, are men built for relationships? Oh, I can't even see the prompt anymore because it paused, but that's right. I think that's what it said. According to my best guy friend, he says absolutely. As a matter of fact, we got into a debate yesterday. He said that, and I wrote it down because I wanted to remember. He said that you can still be loyal and treat somebody like it. And I was like, how? So he's like, yeah, I could be in a relationship and be emotionally, verbally, I could be out there like cheating, doing my thing, whatnot, but I'm coming back though. That's loyalty. And I'm like, I get the actual definition of loyalty if you trying to be technical, but that's not what that means.
Well, no, I mean loyalty is also not deceiving another person, right? So if you deceive another person, you're not being loyal to them. You can't just coming back doesn't mean you're loyal. I mean, you know what I mean? Yeah, that doesn't mean you spies come back.
And you know, in public, you the one showed me that if a man is not a good partner, he cannot be a good father.
Mm.
And I could, before I couldn't separate that, right? Because I used to be like, well, just because, you know, that person didn't get along or they didn't work out doesn't mean he's not a good father to his kids. But if he's not treating the mother of his children well,
Mhm.
if he is not still putting the child's needs above his own, i.e., making sure that the child has what they need, even when they're with the mother,
Mhm.
if it's within his means, he is not a good father.
Mhm.
Like, where, I don't know when we started differentiating that, but like literally, you're not a good person, period, if you don't take care of your kids, but you definitely can't be a good father if you cannot be a good partner and co-parent to that woman.
Mhm.
That's just
You don't
alternate universe.
you don't have to be romantically involved with a person to be their partner, because you're their partner in raising the children. That's your partner when it comes to raising the children. Hey, hit that do the poll up there. It's 30 seconds, 27 seconds left. Yeah, that's the thing. Who? Who?
We talk, but we acquaintances. We do stuff on the back end. But let me just say, I never hung out with this
On the back end.
Never had a drink with this person. Like we're friends that on a kind of like social level.
Associates.
Just associates. Okay, I get it. If my best guy friend told me that last day he was my best friend.
Yeah, he kind of trifling. Like I got his backstory. He a little trifling, but that shocked me. He was like, "Let's pull up the definition." You know how they be doing in public?
Mhm.
And they be like, "Pull up the definition," and he's like,
I hate the semantic warriors. I really hate the semantic warriors.
I'm like, "Bruh, are you serious?" He's like, "Well, you can't take emotions to court, so technically, bruh didn't do nothing wrong." I'm like, "Okay, I got you."
Interesting. Are men built for relationships? The poll, 74 people voted, 2% said yes, and 97.3% said no. Gerbil actually. You have something to say? You disagree with the prompt?
Yeah, I feel like if they wanted to be in a relationships and they wanted to be loyal, they can because they have they're loyal to their guys.
Are
So
they?
if they have like to their boys, they're loyal to their boys. So if they wanted to be loyal, to their girls,
Mhm.
to their girlfriends, they have it in them. They just choose not to be.
I don't think.
That's how.
Well, hey, that wouldn't. They would. That still would. If they wanted to, they would have to overcome a lot of shit that was in us. Right? Like me, I have to constantly fight against the things that I was taught, the way that I was built. I have to go against my, you know what I mean, my conditioning. Right? I have to like decondition, uncondition, whatever you want to say, unpack, whatever. Right? I have to do that so I could show up. Right? So yeah, you can do it if you want to. That doesn't mean that I'm built for it though. I'm still not built to be in a relationship. And also men are not loyal to their friends. They're not. We're not loyal. Men are not loyal at all. Men are not loyal at all. Men will throw another man under the bus for some vagina, for some money, in a heartbeat. In a heart, not even for just to be cool. Men will throw just for cool points. They'll do it. They don't give a fuck. Men are not loyal at all as a group. We are not.
Okay, I understand. I understand your premise on it.
Hmm. I wish we were. Shit, life would be a hell of a lot better. We not though, man. We not. We giving it up for anything. We giving it up for a pack of ramen noodles. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't give a fuck. Yes, ma'am. Hmm.
Loyalty doesn't just mean bring your ass back.
It doesn't.
Thank you.
No way.
Bring your ass back.
No. Hell no. loyalty has to do with trust, right? Um, Judas was loyal to Jesus. If that's the case, based on that logic, Judas was loyal to Jesus, was he not? He came back with the guards, but he came back. You know what I'm saying? Like, how are you loyal if you like just because you come back don't mean shit? That might be the only place you got to sleep. That might be you know what I mean? You coming back for other reasons. You're not coming back.
You're coming back to inflict more harm. That's not loyal. Like,
Yeah.
you're coming back to do more harm, and it's because it's probably the only place where you're allowed to come. Like, that's a mistake women make all the time too. Like, oh, he always comes back. He knows where home is. He's always trying to come back to me. Of course, he's always trying to come back to me because he can.
Don't be arrested.
His best dummy.
Yeah, don't be a rest haven for hoe ass niggas. That's the me. I be telling that to men all day. Stop being a rest haven for hoe ass niggas. They gonna spend it. They'll find you. You know what I'm saying? Like they gonna spend the block for you any day of the week. Angel said, men are always looking for something. Men are always looking for something better. Men are always looking for something better. Unfortunately, we are. All right, Celestial. Got to echo like a motherfucker. Let me see.
Hello.
Hello? Tia?
Hey. Hi.
Oh, yes. What's going on?
No, I just want to add on to the conversation. Hello, everyone.
Hold on. Oh, shoot. Hold on.
Hello.
Yeah, they can't see. They can't hear you on YouTube.
Oh, they can.
Oh, damn! It was already hooked up. Damn it.
Hello.
Yeah, give me a second. Okay, there you go. Now we can hear you. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Hi, everyone. Sorry. If you hear a little noise in the background, that's only because I'm working from home today and they're doing some construction across the way. I just want to add to what you guys were saying. You know, the topic is men do not date women based on potential. I agree. I think men are always in self preservation mode. I think they feel they're only accountable for themselves. So when they go into these relationships, I think you spoke on it as well as several other content creators that men tend to date from a place of, again, I said survival mode, self preservation. How does this benefit me? How does this make me happy? How does this, what do I get out of this? I think we all do that in some respects, men and women, but I think men more. I think women, we've been indoctrinated and conditioned to look for love when people 150 years of earlier didn't marry for love. They married because he had land or cows or whatever. And I think, you know, Hollywood, Disney, romance novels, our mom, my grandma indoctrinated us into finding that good man. And I'm not saying that men don't have the potential to be better evolved human beings, but they seem to struggle with it because, again, the patriarchy, and the patriarchy setting it up with Disney, Hollywood, and other outlets to convince women that marry for love, marry the good guy, this proverbial unicorn of a good guy. Excuse me. That honestly don't exist. You know.
Yeah.
I think another content creator said we don't date and marry for the same reasons. We just don't. We don't date and marry for the same reasons as everybody else. And
Who doesn't? You talking about men though, or women? Who are you mean?
I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
You're good. No, you said who is we? You mean we don't? Are you talking about women?
Men and women, yes. I
Oh, okay.
apologize.
Yeah, you're good.
I apologize. Men and women, we do not date for the same reasons. We we date because we have the women we date because we have the fantasy of love, and he's going to be like this, and men are just very different from us. And then men date because, like you've mentioned it, utilities for our servitude and the warm body. And you did a breakdown, on another video about, hey, you get a nanny, you did get the chef, you get the housekeeper, you get the mom, the house manager. He gets a lot out of a marriage more than a man, than a woman. And my point I'm saying is that, uh, you know, it's so hard, and I see why more and more women are choosing to be single for peace, because you can't vet. Even, men perform, and they perform very well. Like, I'm gonna be that guy, and I think some men do have the intention to be a great guy, but they don't have the tools. They don't know how to, and I think they tend to disengage from a relationship when they see how much work it takes. A lot of women want partners and not just a provider. They want partners, and I think men struggle with that.
That's facts. Yep. Men definitely want men. Women definitely want partners, and men want providers. To be honest with you, men are
Yeah.
obsessed with providers, and I mean,
Hmm.
like, they want their women to provide peace. They want their women to provide stability. Um,
Hmm.
you know, provide orgasms. Men,
Self-serving, yeah, they want.
yeah, men definitely are obsessed with being being provided for, but
Hmm.
we're not obsessed with actually being providers,
No,
right? But we
no.
talk about it more than anybody, and that's the
Hmm.
telltale sign. Because why do you need to keep talking about something if it is what it is? Why do you have to constantly be telling everybody that's what you are? Why do you have to constantly be telling everybody that's what men are supposed to be doing? You
Hmm.
don't have to say it. If men are actually doing it, then you don't have to say it. We're just, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
we're just doing it, but we're never doing the thing. So we constantly have to remind people or tell people, aka manipulate people, gaslight people into believing that we are doing those things. We are showing up. We are
Hmm.
present. We are, you know what I mean? Like, but in reality, we're not. We're none of those things. We're
And can I add to that I think a lot of that buzzword provider is another gaslight, is another tactic on the men's side, where they know most of them cannot provide. They can't
Mhm.
provide. They know that, but they feel like it's also to browbeat women into just saying, okay, if I'm going to be providing, you need to allow me to have other um romantic partners because I am providing for you, which is,
I don't even think it's that extreme though. I don't even think they go
I think
there with.
I think in our community it is.
No, I don't even think that's what it is. I think the more I'm not saying like that's not true. I definitely think that
Hmm.
I've heard that before. Let's take it way before that though. They say, if I'm going to be providing for you, you have to give me your body whenever I want it. You have to give me your body on command.
Hmm.
That is
Hmm.
the more common
Correct.
thing. You see what I'm saying? If I'm going to be
Hmm.
providing for you, you have to be the one to stay home and watch the kids and don't expect anything out of me because
Right.
I'm out in the world making money. That's what I'm saying. It's not that I'm saying like the thing you're saying doesn't happen. I'm saying
Right.
that the way more common thing, and the thing that is actually more commonly associated with the destruction of a relationship is men saying, since I'm outside of the home making the money, you have to do everything inside the home and I don't have to help with any of that shit. And I don't have to show up for you as a partner because
Hmm.
because you got the luxury or the privilege of not having to work as hard as me outside the home. Yeah, I know you work, but you only work 34 or 35 hours. I work 40 hours. That trade off, you
Yeah.
don't get to ask me to show up for you in any meaningful way. I get to
Hmm.
totally abandon you and the children, and I get to show up when I want to and how I
Right.
want, and you got to accept that. That's what I think. That's what
I,
I hear
I
men say.
I
Wait,
definitely agree. I definitely agree with that component. And but you
mhm.
know what, public? I'm so sorry. I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
I think they all. I mean, they act like this is back in the days working in the coal mine or on the railroad. You're not doing. We've had three industrial booms and two technological booms. You're
Mhm.
not working A lot of guys that work in the office, to be honest, that work in office corporate environments, a lot of those men are watching porn 2 or 3 hours a day on their
God
on
damn.
their tablet. So they're not even working hard. They're behind the
At work?
computer. They spend an hour and a half lunch. Some of them BS all day long. You. How can you compare? I know. I'm just saying out loud. How do you compare that to a woman who's cooking? If you are this traditional provider, how do you compare that to cooking and cleaning and being the nanny, making doctor's appointments after school, and then you expect us never gain weight, even after that baby, always revert back, have time to work out and take care of ourselves, and be this perfect wife. I don't. We're delusional women. We have our delusions, but men delusion is exponential. Is
For real.
what I wanted to say. I just need to get that out.
Yeah, I was just tripping off of niggas watching porn, watching corn 2-3 hours a day
Oh,
at
I'm sorry. I
work.
should have said corn. Yes.
No, you good.
No, they do. I'm not lying to you. I caught a couple of coworkers. One dude used to jerk off, and I just shouldn't say it. He would release into like a Pepsi bottle. He didn't know nobody knew, and he would do it at the desk because the way his cubicle was positioned, and he would like relieve himself into a bottle, and he would do this for hours every day. And he finally got fired eventually. But they do things like that. They're not working hard. They're not doing back-breaking work. Even construction workers.
Oh, he was working hard.
What?
He was working hard.
Oh, he was that good.
That's hard goddamn work.
Yeah,
Back to
yeah.
back, like Drizzy.
And but even construction workers, they have um equipment and safety equipment things in place to make their job a lot easier compared to 50, 60, 100 years ago when people worked on skyscrapers and coal mines and on railroads. Now they have machinery to do that. you know so it's not like, how do you compare your 40 hours to my 35 when I'm cooking and clean? Like, I feel like men, they want the benefits of a marriage, but the they want the benefits, but they don't want the responsibility of it. And like I said, they disengage, and then they get overwhelmed with the fact that this woman's getting on my nerves. She wants me to help her once or twice a week with dishes, or with taking the kids to practice. I think they feel like the audacity of this chick.
Yep.
They're not
Facts.
marrying us for the same reasons that we date and marry men. It's just that.
No, that's right, Tia. That's right, 100%. I appreciate you coming up. Hopefully you feel better. It's like you got a little
I do.
cold or
I'm
something getting
under the weather. That's why I'm working from home.
Bet. Good luck. Um Men, Angel said, men ironically want what their fathers didn't provide. Yeah, a lot of women marry for whatever reasons. I don't know what the fuck y'all be seeing in us. I can't. I'm over trying to figure it out at this point.
Y'all not beating the allegations that some stuff is just innate in women, because I kind of hate when I hear them say stuff is science or biology, but I'm like, don't laugh when I say this. I'm really starting to believe that some things just come naturally.
Me too.
To women.
Oh, I believe that about humans. I've been saying this forever. I think using men as the example for nature is bad. That's the problem. See what I'm saying? I think that looking at men as like an example to be like, oh, see, it's natural because of that. Like that's where people lose me, right? This is what I always say about women. I'm like, women, I think, are closer to nature than men are. Women are closer to our natural predisposition than men are. Men are conditioned to not men are conditioned they condition the humanity out of men, like we always talk about. So I think that since women have more humanity in them, they are closer to what our natural inclinations are. Like wanting, like desiring to be with somebody and be loyal and be faithful. I think that's natural in women, but I think that that's natural in humans, I should say, but I think it's bred out of men. I think it is. I think men are tricked out of that, you know. I think we're duped out of it. You know what I'm saying? Sadly, we're conditioned out of it, where whatever you want to say. And then like with nurturing, yeah, I think that there is a we could speak about it early on for women. I think more women are naturally nurturing, especially when the child is extremely young. I think that that is something that is built into humans for survival. I can see that being the case when kids are really, really young, right? 1, 2, 3, cool. But after that, I believe that it takes work to be nurturing for some people. And for most people, I think that most human beings are nurturing. I think most men are naturally nurturing, but they tell us not to be. There's no incentive, right? You can socialize a lot of the natural things out of people if you just incentivize certain things. It's like breeding dogs. It's like it's like domesticating any animal, but like domesticating dogs. Like, how did bulldogs' noses get flat? How did how did beagles get such long tails? How did they get such floppy ears? Like you could just do it through socializing. Like, oh, okay, that we're not going to reward that characteristic. We're not going to reward that behavior. I should say, not that characteristic. We're not going to reward that behavior. And if enough people catch on to that, and if enough men or women start to not adhere to that, then you will see it, in the DNA. It'll show up less and less and less and less and less. And you can just breed it out of us, kind of. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm thinking is happening.
I can see that, because I think too, if, for instance, if you grew up in a house, and I've heard girls or women say this, like if they had brothers, their mother intentionally went out their way to, their brothers only took out, maybe they took out the trash, but their brothers didn't wash dishes or help with washing clothes. That was considered women's, what girls are supposed to do, essentially. So it creates this dynamic of men being a little bit more coddled. And then when you get into a relationship and your partner is asking you to do certain things, you're overly exhausted. You're overly aggravated. Like it's so hard for men to do like the basic stuff. And it's like, women are tired too. You don't realize, like, when we're going through breastfeeding, we're that much more tired, we're that much more hungry, but we still have to, keep our supply up. And it's so exhausting.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me when I hear a man complain. I just be like, yeah, you got the soft life. Like,
yeah,
you got it easy.
We definitely live in a soft life. I'm gonna answer this question real quick. Melissa asks, where have men proven to be naturally nurturing? If anybody has a son, small children, small boys, how were your sons when they were growing up? Were your sons not into being were your sons not sweet? Were they not gentle? Were they not nurturing? Because my sons are, and every little boy I've ever known was, for the most part. So if that's who we are naturally, like I said, that's us naturally. That's who we are. And then what happens? What happens? Oh, no, put that doll down. Hey, dolls is for girls, man. You brushing his hair? Oh, that's for... Nah, man, boys don't do that. Oh, man, or you get around other boys, and the boys want to be hard rocks. They want to be on that, like, they start to like, damn, you crying? What you crying for? What you did? Because they learned it from some, you know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, I believe that humans are naturally nurturing. I 100% believe that. I haven't seen anything to make me not believe that, right? Also, what I know as a man, I know what I was taught as a man as well, right? From a boy, I know what men were saying. I know what society was saying. This is stuff that I didn't necessarily clock at the time, but now looking back on it, I definitely could see like the patterns and the trends and the wanting to be accepted in into the cult, into the friend group, or whatever you want to say. Me going against things that weren't necessarily in my nature, right? Things that weren't, I felt uncomfortable doing, but it's what made me cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, it took a lot for me growing up to walk away from fights. I walked away from fights when I was young. With my friends, I walked away from a lot of fights with my friends. Like, at a certain age, when you 8, 7, 8, 9, you fight all the time, whatever. But when around like 10, 11, 12, 13, I'm not fighting my friends because I'm like, you're my friend. Then I would tell them, I'll be like, but we're friends. Why would we fight? Because then after we fight, we're not friends anymore. I'm not going to be your friend after we fight. And I had to do that a lot. Like, there was a lot of that. And then it would be times when I did fight and then we wouldn't be friends anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I did it because it was like, oh, he called you a punk. He called you a bitch. You got, now I didn't want to fight. But I had to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that, like, I had a lot of that growing up. I had a lot of that growing up. Men that say boys, yeah. Men that say boys. Boys essaying boys as well. Boys groping boys and doing a lot of homoerotic stuff with boys, which I don't mind if it's consensual, but not non-consensual, I'm saying. A lot of hazing, yeah, VJ, a lot of hazing, a lot of that stuff. A lot of that stuff is going on. Like, I'm just like, I am definitely like, there are some things that are like not natural, but I don't know where it ends and begins for men. But I can tell you that I have a hard time believing that men and women are this different. I can't think of a species. I can't think of a species that is this incompatible. But they're biparental too at the same time, because we are supposed to raise our kids together. Like, nature set it up. What'd you say, Gerbil?
I was about to say that, like, we're raised by the same mothers, but grow up differently. Like, my mom, like, I have a brother and 2 sisters. Like, we all turned out different, but we were raised by the same mothers. The girls, we all grew up, we turned out okay. And then the boys, they just, I don't know, they just went different.
Mm-hmm.
Did somebody ask about sweet angel baby boys?
The sweetest angel, man. My baby is he's the most gentle. Yeah, he's just a sweet individual. I'm just trying to keep. Look. Here's what I'm saying. My job is to keep him that way.
Yeah, I came up to tell just a quick thing. I was supposed to make a video about this, and I still need to. But when I was at my son's soccer game last Sunday, I was talking to one of his friends and teammates' dad, and we were just talking about like different things that the boys are into right now, as far as like, what they like to play with or what they like to watch or whatever. And I was telling the dad how, my son is still very much into the Disney princesses and he loves those movies and shows and toys and all of that. And so sitting next to him on the other side was one of my son's other friend's older brother, who's like 10 years old. He's in the 5th grade, 9 or 10. And he just chimes in and he goes, yeah, that's pretty normal for his age. Usually around 6 is when they start to gravitate more toward their, regular gender stuff. But that's normal for him to like stuff like that right now. And I'm looking at this little boy like, not you clocking something I done argued several times with his big grown ass daddy to get him to understand. And, you know, he's finally kind of coming around and getting the point. But like, we've had so many issues and arguments about my son's love of Disney princesses and how it makes him uncomfortable as a father. You know, that's my son. He's supposed to be doing boy things, and that's for girls. And this 10-year-old boy can understand that, like, he's 4. That's very normal. Kids don't care about gender stereotypes. They just like what they like. And typically, as they get older, they start gravitating more towards their, you know, gendered what interests, like Spider-Man and Hulk and, you know, all that stuff. They start gravitating more towards that stuff as they grow typically. But it was just mind-blowing to me that a 10-year-old can understand and grasp that concept, just to your point about how this isn't innate, like it's conditioning. But a 10-year-old can understand that, and there's grown men that would be reeling at the fact that my son likes Disney princesses.
I would be fighting.
If he doesn't, that's fine too.
Yeah.
Like, it's not saying that. That's why I said typically. That, like, what he said is very true. Typically, they do eventually start gravitating more towards typical girl things and typical boy things.
Because they're friends.
If he doesn't, so be it.
Because of their peer group. Because because that's what the boys are. You know what I mean? The boy, like,
right.
Because they're daddies. Because most daddies are like your son's dad. Right? Most moms, be moms too. A lot of moms don't like it either. Oh, you playing with dolls? Oh no, you know what I mean? A lot of moms will be uncomfortable with their son playing with dolls.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, the point
My fault.
of the story was just how a small child can understand this. Sorry, I had an echo.
There you go.
But yeah, the point is, like, a young boy could understand this, but there's a lot of grown men that struggle with it, and it's because that young boy hasn't yet had the societal conditioning to, you know, pump all that toxic masculinity in him. And that's a nod to his parents, because he's 10 years old. He shouldn't still be thinking about that at this point. He should, you know, already be saying, "Ew, that's for girls," because I've seen 4 or 5-year-old little boys who my son is like wanting to show his Elsa doll, and they're like, "That's for girls," at, you know, 4 or 5 years old. So that's definitely a nod to his parents that still at 10 years old, he sees it as normal, because it is.
Yeah.
My daughter, she likes Spider-Man and stuff all the way up until she turned 10. That's when she did her little switch to dolls and stuff. She used to play with, like, the little wrestling men and all that. And I let her do her thing or whatever. So yeah, it's not really, kids don't care about gender stuff.
No, they like what they like. They like what they like. And I don't know why, even if he starts liking more, you know, masculine things, you could be well-rounded and you can always still like Disney princesses and things of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing wrong with that. I love Disney movies. I'm a Disney movie nigga. I've never been ashamed to admit it, but I've also never been one to like I didn't clock it until I got older. My wife was actually the one who pointed it out to me, because she don't like that shit. She don't like kid movies and, you know, things of that nature. But I very much always kept like I very much always kept like that. I don't want to say innocence, but like that like wonderment, you know, that I've had about the world. Like, I've always wished, I still wish that like dragons exist and shit like that. Like, I've always been like that since I was a little kid. It's never left me. You know what I'm saying? I like the rescuing the damsel, the princess in the tower. Like, I like that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, not so much in real. You said what?
No, I'm just agreeing with you.
Yeah, not so much in real life necessarily, but like in the, you know, like in the imagination. That's just a part of my imagination. Zelda, yeah, I like that type of stuff. That's those, I gravitate towards those things. And I've never, as a man, like, I never clocked it until I got around a woman who was like, "I ain't into that shit." You know, she was like, "You really like that shit, huh?" And I was like, "Yeah." It's fucking. I was like, "Yo."
And the thing that I noticed about my son, that I'm glad that I didn't, you know, stop this out of him, is that he's very, like, theatrical. So like he wanted me to play with him and watch the Ariel, the live action one with Halle Bailey. He loves that movie. And we're watching Ariel. So of course he has like all the Ariel toys. He's got the dolls and the what do you call it? Ursula. He's got all that stuff.
Mhm.
But while we're watching the movie in his playroom, when I tell y'all, when they went to Ursula's part of the sea, he turns the lights off in the playroom so it can be dark. And then when they go back to Ariel, he turns the light on so it can be like daytime again. And then when the thunderstorm came, he flickers the lights to demonstrate the thunderstorm. And he's acting out every character. He's directing me because I'm Ariel, so I got to act out Ariel, but I got to do it right. But he's acting out everybody else besides Ariel. So like this little 4-year-old is literally like setting the stage, like doing the lighting, directing me, and acting out everybody else's part all at one time. And I'm like, that's just like, imagine if I didn't allow him to watch princess movies, I would never be able to see this type of imagination at work.
Get that boy into some get him some acting classes. He ready.
Well, y'all tell me. Well, y'all tell me why these little kids, because G been saying stuff like that about, oh, I don't wear shorts. Shorts are for boys, or that's for boys. Now, mind you, she got dinosaurs, monster trucks, and Barbies because she's eclectic. Okay, she has eclectic taste. But all of a sudden, she's been saying that, and I said, "Girl," I said, "People wear what they want to wear." So I said, I don't need you to keep saying that. Like, mommy ain't never taught you nothing like that. If somebody feels comfortable and they want to wear a skirt and they're a boy, that's their business. Like, people wear what they want to wear, what makes them comfortable. And then she started talking about she want a princess costume. And I said, well, if you feel comfortable in a princess costume, you can wear that. But you can also wear shorts, or you can also wear pants. Like, it's okay. So just trying to teach her that, because I don't know where she got that from, because I ain't never been on that type of time. But it just threw me off because I was like, girl, where you got that from?
Yeah, it's weird. I've had many of those moments with my son growing up, when he was growing up, or him when he was younger, I should say, when he would say stuff that would be like very like not anything that I've ever said to him and not anything his mom has ever said to him. And I'm like, where did you get this from? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going, like, y'all not finna convince me that homophobia is natural. You know what I'm saying? It's for anybody that's like wondering, like, or on that, like, men are just da 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 da. Like, you're not about to tell. You can't convince me that homophobia is natural. You can't. It doesn't make any sense to me. Unless we're believing that gender isn't a social construct all of a sudden, we think it is based in nature. Then okay, but if it's not, then I can't understand for the life of me where my son got like his little, when he would say like homophobic stuff, where did he get that from? Because like I said, I'm like, I've never said that before. Not around him. I'm not saying I've never thought it. I'm not saying I never said it when I was younger. I've never said that. I know for a fact I've never said any of that stuff around my son, without a doubt. Like, I'm very intentional with the things that I allow myself to say around my son, the things that I say to, and the things that I say to my son. I'm very intentional, right? Like, I think a lot about the things that I say around my son, very much so. You know what I mean? If I'm talking about you around my son, it's because I don't give a fuck if it get back to you. It ain't because I ain't thought about it. It's because I don't give a fuck if he repeat that shit around you. I'll say it to your face. Sorry you had to hear it through a kid first. But yeah, if I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, whatever I'm saying around him, I'm perfectly okay with him repeating it. Perfectly fine with it. I don't do as I say, not as I do. I'm not that parent. I'm the lead by example. I'm that nigga when it comes to that. But I've heard my son, I've had to clock him several times for saying stuff like boys don't kiss boys, right? And I'm like, why not? Why don't boys kiss boys? I don't know. It's weird. And why is it weird? Well, I guess they're people, so people could kiss people, right? Yeah, people could kiss people. Oh, okay. Just like that. I've had those conversations, not that much with my son, but a few times, definitely. And now he clocks it in himself. He does, when he says stuff, he'll be like, I've heard him say, once upon a time, he'll be like, Like that's a girl, that's a girl's job. That's a girl's job, right, Dad? Or something, or not even right, Dad. He'll just be like, well, that's for girls or whatever. And I'll be like, and I had to be like, no, that's not a girl's job, whatever. And then he'll be like, we'll have the conversation, similar conversation, like, why is that a girl's job? Yada, yada, yada. And then he'll be like, oh no, okay, no, I understand. I guess like anybody could have that job. I'm like, yeah. And then like I've heard him say like years later, because it don't happen that often, he'll just randomly say something. He'll be like, yeah, girls typically do da 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 da. And he'll be like, no, actually, boys, anybody can do that. Like, like he's done it. Puda, you can come up. We're gonna mute Puda.
Yeah, that's one of the things with the toy things that I've had to kind of correct over and over in my son too. And partially because of his dad, like him saying, "Oh, I didn't pick a girl toy when Daddy took me to the store. I went to the boy toys," or saying stuff like. And I'm like, they're just toys. There are no girl toys. There are no boy toys. They're just toys. But he constantly says stuff like, "Is this a girl toy or is this a boy toy?"
Mm-hmm.
He didn't get that from himself. He's 4.
And he ain't got it from me. He ain't got it from you. He ain't got it from, you know what I'm saying? Like,
he didn't get it from he got it from his dad and from, like I said, other people out in the world saying,
yep.
"Oh, that's for girls."
Yep. I don't ever say that. I don't ever say that's for women. That's a girl's job. That's a boy's. That's a woman. I don't ever say that. Ever. Like I told y'all, I'm raising my son to be a provider, but I'll never tell him that's the job of a man. You see what I'm saying? I'll never tell him like that's what men are supposed to do. It'll never be rooted in gender. But I'm making sure that he understands that there may come a time when he may need to provide for his family. Because his wife needs to stay home or whatever the case may be. So I'm raising him to be a provider for that reason. But that's not his job because he's a man necessarily. I don't want to confuse him with that. And be like, that's a man's job. That's a man. No. That's a male's job, if anything, you could say, because males can't, males can't have babies, right? But I don't want to make it gender specific. It's simply because it's rooted in the fact that your wife or your woman is having having a child. That's what I want it rooted in. I don't want it rooted in anything else. Like women are supposed to stay home. Women are supposed to stay home because they are supposed to cook and clean and do. And no. I'm not doing that. She had the child. When the child is really young, that baby gonna need that boob. That baby gonna need that mama. So she gonna need to be home at least for 2-3 years, at least. So yeah, you should be able to float. You know what I'm saying? And if she want to stay home for the next 15, then so be it. So you should be able to do that if you go. Because look, surrogate's getting paid $100,000 to $200,000 to be a surrogate. $100,000 to $200,000 to have a baby for somebody else. $100,000 to $200,000. That's what a surrogate gets paid. So you ain't got the money to give her that money up front. If she don't want to work for a couple 10 years, she gonna spit out two kids. That's 400 racks, baby. You better give her the money or provide the lifestyle for her to not have to go to work. You gotta them is your options. That's what you got. Them's your choices. Puda, go ahead, brother. Or you had a question for me.
Wait, what was my name?
Puda.
Oh, all right. I got one question now. Do you know what the APA is?
No.
All right, say no more.
What is APA?
What the what is?
Do you know what it is?
Was I talking? I'm talking to the public offender. I'm not talking to nobody else.
They on the panel, so they can talk to you.
So I was just asking.
All right, well, I'm not talking to you, so I didn't come up here.
Okay, well, I asked you a question. So what is the APA?
I said say no more. I'm really done. The American Psychological Association. That's what
okay, yeah. I've never.
That's who you need to go visit. A psychiatrist.
Right, right. Spell it.
You don't got nothing to say, bro. You stupid as shit. Get your dumb ass out of here. I didn't know. APA, cool.
What was his point in saying that?
He don't have a point. He was trying to do this. He was trying to do some dumb shit, and it didn't work. I didn't understand it.
Coming up here with all that sassy ass attitude for no reason. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Mr. Boy, I don't even know you. Get your panties out of bunch.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm sorry, get your boxers out of a bunch.
Tidy whities. Yeah, but yeah, so I'm not, I would never do that for my son. I don't gender stuff. I don't gender tasks and things of that nature. Everything is, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I just like, hey, this is what people are supposed to be doing. You know, you just, I want you to be this type of person. Also, that way you can expect it from your woman. Cause why would you be, you know, like be this type of person, but not expect it? And, you know, like, why would you be honest and not expect honesty back? You know what I'm saying? I don't want it to be just like, men are supposed to be forthright. Men are supposed, like, people are supposed to be all of those things. People are supposed to be strong. People are supposed to be able to provide for themselves. American Pookie Association. Nia said that's what the APA stands for. That boy was a part of the APA. A Dusty for real. Indigenous Afro Latina, I appreciate you too. Yeah, wicked work in these streets today, man. The men's is crashing out. The men's is really crashing out.
Chip on your shoulder.
For no reason. He was afraid to get cooked. So he said he came up here and created like a bullshit. Like, oh, you don't know what the APA stands for? No, enlighten me.
Yeah, there's a lot of acronyms. I'm sure there's another APA acronym too. Like,
yeah,
who cares?
I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about.
I didn't even hear what he said. That's why I said what the what is, because I didn't hear what he said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she said there's more than one APA. That's what I was like. I was like, I don't know. But what was the point? I think he was.
It's also the American Pediatrics Association.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I told you, men be their worst enemies. He created a problem for himself. That's what me. He created the issue for himself so that he can have a problem, and then now he's mad at him. Like, but he wanted to act like it's weird. I don't know. APA is also a citing style. Look at that. Alpha Phi Alpha.
Yeah, I don't understand walking around with a nasty attitude, like for no reason.
Mm-hmm. Taking pictures in his mama house with them ugly ass curtains.
Because you're a woman, that's all. You wouldn't have done that to a man.
What?
Get disrespectful.
Oh, he was disrespectful in the comments. That's why I brought him up. He was already disrespectful. I just be wanting him to be disrespectful so we could talk. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear. I need the disrespect. You know what I'm saying? We can't do it eye to eye, obviously, but voice to voice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they just want to do it in the comment section.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they feel the most comfortable.
Yeah.
That's what they used to, being voiceless, faceless trolls.
They like, wait a minute, spotlight's on me? Oh, man. Woe is me.
Like, you want me to actually stand on this shit?
Mason said, me a therapist. Confused as fuck. She like, what the fuck is APA? What y'all talking about, man?
Because what did that even have to do with anything we were saying? Like, what?
I think he was gonna get into like the homophobic aspect of it.
Oh. Well, I guess we'll never know.
Yeah. I was interested in it. He had me intrigued. I was shocked that he knew what it was. But they tend to do stuff like that. They tend to cherry pick stuff. They'll find something that makes them seem like, you know, that gives them like some like form of validity. Now I would invite him up if he was in the box. But I blocked him though. Oh no, I muted him for the live. That's why I don't see him no more. I muted him for the live. He thought he was immutable, but he was definitely mutable.
That fool ain't have nothing important to say, and he knew it.
Yeah, it be like that sometimes. It be like that sometimes. I know what it is, man. Hey, but it's 1:00 on the dot almost, man. I got the skedaddle. I gotta go get my baby soon. Speaking of my son, I gotta go get this get my little guy. Today is Thursday. He get out early. It's an early day.
They get out early every Thursday?
Every Thursday.
Oh, that's nice.
He gets out at 1:30. It's a teacher planning day or something like that. We didn't get the option here, man. That's 2 days in a row.
You got one up.
Yeah, he was in there for 5 minutes. He stuck around for about five or six. Maybe I might spin the block and do another live later. I don't know. I was only in here for 2.5 hours, so I got a little bit more juice in me. Wildest shit I heard was men's be at work masturbating for 2 hours. Wicked work. Crazy.
Nasty work.
Crazy.
That's the definition of nasty work.
That the epitome of nasty work. Crazy. Y'all at work jacking that thing for 2 on the clock.
When we say clock in, that's not what we mean.
That nigga said cock in.
That's disgusting.
That boy cock in. That boy cocked in with that boy cock in hand. Boy clock in with cock in hand. Who is this gentleman? Shit, man. I lost him. Damn, where he go?
On here or on YouTube?
Huh? On here.
On here?
Oh,
I see him.
Alegu.
He only got 2 followers, but I sent him the invite.
Yeah, come on up, brother. We gonna mute him for the live though. We don't need to hear nothing else from him in the chat.
You just made this page just to come in here and talk shit. You may as well come talk it.
Come on up, Alegua son. Come on up, Alegua son. You said the Missandras be ducking smoke. I don't know where the Missandras is at, but y'all turning me in.
Ducking anything.
Y'all turning me into Missandras y'all turning me into a Missandras. You niggas is diabolical.
I swear.
Every day I be on this motherfucker like, damn, bro.
Fighting for my life.
I can't stand you, motherfucker, man. I be trying to just make it personal about the actual people that come on here. Like, I'm like, I can't stand him. I gotta like, okay, it's him. It's him. It ain't every man.
But how many hymns before it becomes a them?
It's a lot of hymns. It's a lot of hymns in this motherfucker. I'm like, damn. Are any of y'all decent? What the hell going on in this piece? I'll be lost in the sauce with it. Let's see who in this thing one time before I dip. I don't see him. It ain't looking happy outside. That's crazy. That's all good, man. We good. Sometimes I be needing a little palate cleanser.
Yeah, you gotta hop over there on Ty Live. That's where they all at, talking about you probably.
Oh, they on Ty Live? Oh my God.
Well, they came in, Sean came in about an hour ago saying he had your background up again. Had you up on the background again.
I love it. Let me go. Matter of fact, let's go over there. Let's scurry over to Ty's Live for a minute. I'm gonna go over there, man. I'll see y'all. I'm gonna let y'all can stay on YouTube if you want to. Let's go scurry over to Ty's Live. Let's see what Ty yapping about. Y'all missed it earlier. Y'all missed it earlier. I had got on a little domes. Now they a little mad. They're a little bitter. It's a dude on YouTube, on TikTok. His name is Ty. He a weirdo. And they just like be randomly like making lives about me. Oh man, they just like randomly make whole lives about me. I'll be like, damn. Y'all really love a nigga, huh? Y'all really love a nigga. This is crazy. Why y'all like me so much? I don't want to be like that much. I truly don't. Nobody shared the live with me. Okay. Nobody shared the live with me. Okay. Let me see if I can find him. I can't even find him on here. That'd be the messed up part. Oh, his live ended. Okay. Oh man. His live ended. Damn it. Oh wells. We tried. We tried it.
I ain't gonna lie.
I gotta go pick up my baby. He get out at 1:30. All right, we tried it. He ain't on there. I might do it again. I might just do it. I might do it again real quick. Whose live is it? Oh, okay. Jumping in and out of my backup pages. All right, whatever. All right, y'all. I appreciate everybody in the on the super chats, man. Antoine, Silveres, Nia, Osa, Ruby, Alexander, Indigenous, Afro Latina, Nia. I appreciate y'all. I'm sorry, Alexander. I can't. I had one person up earlier. That's all I could take on. I can't do the cross pollinations. Maybe. What Bula do? What did Bula do? What happened? Hold on, what happened over here, man? Oh man. I don't know what happened, but all right. She blocked now. What she was doing, Mia? What she was in there doing? Bet. I went back up. I didn't see anything in the comments or whatever, but I know Mia, you know, if Mia say block her, she got to get blocked. So we went on and blocked her. Don't worry. It's pretty weird though. People be in here acting strange. They be online acting so very strange. But hey, I appreciate y'all, man. I'm I might spin a block later. Don't hold me to that. I be trying to spin a block. I haven't been able to do it recently, but I'm a holla.